of these with you, right? You got to start with, so you can, and then you knock that motherfucker head off. So we're going to start from the beginning when, you know, Stephen A. came to the show the first time. They was calling him out, and he told me, he said, hey, man, when I sign my deal, it's on. I'm going to be there. I think LeBron was thinking the same thing. When you sign that deal, nigga, I'm at your head. And he was at his head. So,
bro, mostly fans, what do you make of LeBron confronting you in the aftermath of that situation?
I thought it was weak. I thought it was some bullshit. But in the moment,
like, I'm sorry, but why is he in all black? Like, he came from, he came Nino Brown style.
Literally.
I already knew what was up when he came in all black, right? So, got the chain on and everything. All he needed was the Rottweiler. Boy, that boy would have been going.
I knew that I was listening to a father. Here's what happened. I'm represented by William Morris Endeavor. The founder of William Morris Endeavor, Ari Emanuel, had courtside seats right next to the Lakers bench. He had Larry David with him, star of Curb Your Enthusiasm. I'm sitting with them. We get there in the first quarter. I'm sitting courtside, and I stand up, and then I got my head turned. And
So LeBron, you tried to sneak him. He had his head turned, and you tried to, okay, you know what, let me.
Back around. And a lot of people thought this was the end of the game or something like that. This was in the third quarter. And apparently, Braun had walked out of the timeout, and I turned around, and he's right here in my face.
I ain't gonna lie. Just for Stephen A. credit, I mean, if I'm sitting there chit-chatting with the white folks, and then I turn around, this big black nigga's back in front of me, I would have been startled a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. Right? You sitting there eating T.Y. I know my man T.Y. A lot of y'all don't know this, but when T.Y. was eating his crab with Sister T, and a big black nigga done walked in with his little fanny pack with his little bear spray in it, T.Y. was startled. I get it, right? You just can't be black big, just walk up on folks while they in the middle of conversation with these rich white folks. So yeah, Bron, you know you did wrong, man. You could have like whistled or here I come or something. You could have did something like ass sneaking and shit.
Hey, yo, you gotta stop talking shit about my son. You gotta stop with my son. That's my son. That's my son. And I was like, what? He said, nah, fuck that. I said, yo, let's talk with him. Fuck that. Nah, you gotta stop with my son. And I said, all right, and he walked off. So I remember during the timeout in the first quarter, seeing Bronny. Bronny looked over at me. He had this sad look on his face. And I'm imagining Pop saw that shit hit him. And he couldn't hold it, and he rolled up on me.
Nah, that wasn't a sad face. That was that was my daddy gonna get your ass. That's what that, like, did it look like this?
I know it's a cliche, but in the world of...
And that's a fact, man. You can't tell a father not to look out for his son, man. You really can't. That's difficult. By the way, y'all, yeah, I'm eating some watermelon, so it's really good. I'm trying not to make noise. If you hear something, just ignore it.
Quickly, I couldn't believe it. Fast forward a couple...
Because my daddy gonna get your ass. So, because at halftime, they must have talked at halftime and then say third quarter, hey, Pops, you better get him or a nigga ain't coming back home. Or something like that. I mean, you know what I mean? Because Bronny be running the house. Low key, Bronny be running around there, right? So he probably put the hit out on you, just FYI. I'm not, spilling no secrets, but I'm pretty sure Ronnie James put the hit out because Big Pops is, you know when them older niggas get old, then, it's the little kids that be running shit. So you got to watch out for Bronny, just FYI.
And so when I went on the air the next morning, first thing first, believe it or not, I know this is shocking for people to believe, but I didn't have any intentions on talking about it until I woke up that morning and saw that the shit had gone viral. Once the shit had gone viral, the bosses at ESPN Now you got to talk about it. This is you and him. You got to talk about it. I said, fine. So I go on the air and I said, the first thing that I'm going to do is establish that this was a father talking to me, not a player.
Man, no, Stephen A. That was that nigga LeBron James, father or player. It was the same man. It was the same person.
Facts.
Right? You know, I'm just saying, listen, I get it. He caught you off guard. And low key, you did say, let's talk later. Let's say, you kind of said, meet me outside. Right? Technically, if you said, let's talk later, not in front of these white folks, you could stand on business. Like we got to give you the credit. You say, hey, let's finish this. Like, I know you didn't say it, but I'm pretty sure, you know, you let me speak for you. Hey, bro, let's finish this in the back. After the game, I'm going to see you after the game. And Bron was like, nah, don't talk about my son. Then he ran back to the bench because, you know, he had to finish because we was down 10. Because I know damn well the shit he pulled, he better had won that game, which he did. That was part of the legacy. Fronted you, Stephen A. Smith. He was like, hey, cuz, stop talking about my son. you let the Laker fans talk, and he pulled up on you. Hey, stop talking about my son. There's some crap. And then he went back to the bench and then won that game. He's written in legacy. Read their legacy, right? That's because he came back from 10 and he did his thing. That's how we did it, right? He had to represent blood cub, right? Every shot he said the cub to you, then every shot he hit with the blood, right? So he was representing both sides because it's LA. You can't pick a side here. All right, you can't pick a side. This is like Clippers and Lakers. When it comes to the Crippin' and the blood, you got to be both. You got to be like Clipper Darryl, technically half and half, and you safe here, okay? And that's what he did from our side.
And that was what threw me off. And I was glad, even though I thought that he misrepresented the argument, I was glad he did. Because you see, what he was really talking about, which was confirmed with his conversation with Richard Jefferson, is that I was talking about him as a father. And so what happens is that had he said that to me, then I wouldn't have been thrown off. I'd have came right back at him. Yes, I was.
Bron, this is right here. He's saying it. Because you used the fatherhood on him, he backed up. Now, if you said, I don't want you talking about me, he probably would have around swung. Because he's still standing on business. He's talking about you, is what he said.
Talking about you. You did this shit, which I'll get to in a second. But because he didn't do that, I said, fine, let it go. Mind you, I just agreed to my contract.
Yeah, you did.
Of course, that day was when it was announced. It's all over, everywhere. Right? It's a nationally televised game. The cameras are rolling, and I'm like, if I do anything, this gonna be a scene. Now
you called him, Brian. You smart, Brian. You see, he just inked that deal, and you rolled up on him, knowing he couldn't do nothing. That's chess moving right there.
Yeah, that is.
Because you lucky
we can sit up here in front all we want to and act like we don't work for somebody. Damn it, I work for Walt Disney.
See, he's there with Mickey Mouse, so he couldn't hit you with anything because he got Disney. So, man, I need to run up on a nigga that got too much to lose.
I had gotten into some shit with him at courtside right there at that moment. No matter how right I would have been, it would have been wrong. And I was like, I'm not going to do this. But
when he say I'm not going to do this, do you mean like swing? Like,
right.
I'm thinking like he's thinking about, you know what? I could swing on him because he can't do nothing because he's in the middle of the game. Right? Like I'm going to just be honest, Stevie. Like, if you would have bought and then you didn't have to run back, but just like move back real fast, you could have got one off. You could have got one off, just boom, and then just backed up, like, whoa, back up, nigga. Right? Because, you were slower at that time, and we would have all been like, damn. Because I know Stewart would have been like, I'm on. You know, he would have been, because he tried to get at him, you know, in that game, and you would have hit him with that little, whoop. I think, sir, you could have got away with it, and he couldn't have done nothing.
That's hilarious, man. Gilbert geeks, but yeah, I mean, I hear Stephen A, bruh, but it's like, Bronny, the second round pick, you keep talking about him. He's actually proven now that he deserves to be in the NBA after what he did in the G League. I mean, and where are your sons, Stephen A? Honestly, what are they doing? Where are they at? At least Bron's son is not getting in trouble and not behind bars, bro. So like, let Bronny be Bronny, bro. But I get it. LeBron did put a little bit on it when he compared him and said he was better than woo woo woo. But still, like, just vibe. It's crazy out here. But we out. Make sure y'all like. Make sure you comment. Make sure you subscribe.